Chapter 1 Chemical Foundations Topic 1 Introduction to Chemistry. When we talk about a car, people may consider about mechanical engineering, but actually there are many parts related to chemistry. For me, when we talk about chemists, I consider about the witch because the witch they can make the poison or some drugs, they make some magic. People may know or may not know how to explain the phenomena. Or we consider about the medicine. For medicine, we have the traditional one. People may use the plant for treatment. And nowadays, we have the modern medicines. We can extract some component for the treatment. It will be easier and more effective. But actually, many people also consider to use the Chinese medicine, the traditional one, because the mixture of the component can have some good treatment and we may not know the reason. For the dye, we consider about the Terran purple. For this color, people need to collect 200,000 snails and can extract 28 grams of the dye. And we see it's really difficult and expensive. Only the rich people can use this kind of color. But nowadays, we know the component and we can synthesize. It's become cheaper. Or when you know about chemistry, you know about atom, you also know about molecules, and you will know about the properties of our matter. Example, if you have similar structure, but we have the different for arrangement, the different for the position, you can get the different for the compound. The left one we have orange, and the right one we have lemon. Or the modern chemistry, we can consider about LCD, about optical fiber, or the DNA molecule structure. And when we talk about chemistry, we may consider about the macroscopic world or the microscopic world. And you see from here, for the beach, and you see the sun, and our eyes can recognize, can see it. But actually, inside the structure will be like this. It composed of oxygen and silicon. So when we talk about chemistry, we have two fundamental concepts. The first one, matter is composed of various types of atoms. If you have two oxygen atoms, we get the oxygen gas. If you have two hydrogen atoms, we get hydrogen gas. And if we rearrange the structure, one substance can change to another. If now we combine one oxygen atom and two hydrogen atoms, and we can get the water. So when we talk about chemistry, we will consider about the composition and the structure of material and the change that material undergo. We can consider something around us, maybe the plant, book, stone, pen, or pencil, or some modern chemistry related to DNA structure, the optical fiber, or LCD, and so on. So it means that we have the different for the composition and the structure. We can get the different material, and we will study how this material changes when we change the composition and the structure of the material. That's it, chemistry. And the next part, we consider about the scientific methods. In this part, we will consider about the definition of experiment, law, hypothesis, and theories. The first one about experiment, we will consider about the observation of natural phenomena. It means that we do something and we observe the phenomena, but we should control it, and the result can be duplicated, and we get some rational conclusion. Okay, and then we can get some law. That is the concise statement or mathematical equation to show you the fundamental relationship or the regularity of nature. About the hypothesis, we will try to explain some result and we get some possible explanation for our observation. We call that one is the hypothesis. And then when we check and we get that hypothesis correct, and we call that one is the theories, a testic explanation of a basic natural phenomenon. So when we do the research, we do the study, and we start from the experiment, okay? And we can get some result. When we get the result, we try to explain our result. So we make some hypothesis. For this hypothesis, it may be correct for the other experiment or may be not correct. Okay, so we will continue for the further experiment. If you get the negative result, it means that incorrect. You need to check and you have to give another hypothesis. If your experiment gives you the positive result, it means that your hypothesis is correct. So we can make it become the theories. And for these theories, we can use for the further experiment. Okay? So in the future, if you do some research, and then you can consider about this procedure. And the next part, we will consider how to solve a problem. So when you solve a problem, the first one, you should know your goal. What is the result you want to get? Okay. The second one, you should know what you have. It means that the background and where you are. Okay. There are many ways to come to the final goal. Maybe this way or this way. It depends on your experiment, your plan. Okay. So you need to find a way how to get there. And on your way, you may get some good result. That's the methods to solve the problem. Okay. So we finish the first part of this chapter.